We explained the Pax Romana. The Roman historian Sallust wrote about how the Roman Republic had been brought down by greed and ambition, which he said were the roots of evil. Indeed, for Rome, once the smoke cleared and the blood had been washed away, after the takeover by Octavian in 31 BC, it was obvious for many that a new order was going to have to be created. In 27 BC BCE, Octavian said the Republic had been restored, and the Senate gave him the title of Augustus and Imperator, which we now use for Emperor, commander of the empire. His powers were protected by a large and loyal military. In fact, 28 legions had sworn allegiance to Augustus, which made 140,000 citizen soldiers. Non-citizens could serve in the auxiliary force, which then numbered another 130,000. He also had a royal praetorian guard of 9,000 just for his protection. Since the Populares had won the Civil War, the Senate was made to lose a great deal of power. The emperor would now control the decisions throughout the empire. The Senate would be able to basically set policy for Rome. All of the power of the assemblies and the judges over public games, financial decisions, and more over Rome were transferred to the Senate, who then gained permission of law by the emperor, who sat in the Senate with them. Consuls became more of a symbolic position, representing the emperor's voice rather than managing the state. In these ways, Augustus brought order out of the chaos of the first century, but also solidified power in the hands of a very few. With order restored in Rome, the government then looked to expand the borders of the empire and bring peace to its world, known as the Pax Romana. During this period of relative peace, prosperity grew, as did the Roman influence. The emperors that followed Augustus, for the most part, expanded into Eastern Europe, Mesopotamia, the Sinai, and Germany. They built an empire of 3.5 million square miles in the beginning. During the reign of the five good emperors, political executions were put to an end, and the Senate and the aristocracy continued to be weakened. Education was offered up for the poor, and building projects emphasized the engineering skills of Rome. There were notable corrupt emperors during the early years, like Tiberius and Caligula and Nero, but for the most part, Roman peace allowed emperors like Caracalla to make free persons living in the borders a citizen, expand trade with India and China, unify people under a common language, law, and culture, feed the poor, and adapt and assimilate local customs and religions.